Hi, welcome back to English for Communication 2. I'm Stephen Judge. Today we're continuing Unit 9, Contemplation, with our third and final lesson of the unit, Language in Use, Making Difficult Decisions. Today, I want to give you some idioms and colloquialisms we use in English when we discuss problem solving. So useful for when you're thinking about issues. So I'm going to give you 16 new terms and colloquialisms, idioms today. Let's see if I can test your knowledge. I'm going to give you the definition first and see if you can think of what the term is. So a moment when a big decision must be made. So when a big decision must be made, we often say someone is at a crossroads. They have an important decision to make. Example, Jane needs to choose what company to work for. She is at a crossroads. Our second term, a feeling about the best decision. So it's not really like your brain or connecting or doing, it's a feeling. And we describe that feeling as intuition. So she said she had an intuition on what to do, or he followed his intuition. So we often use either the verb have with intuition or follow with intuition. So either you have the feeling or you listened to the feeling and made a decision based on that feeling. So it's not really a brain thing, it's more about a heart and gut thing. Our third term, to think about a problem or decision, we often say reflect on. So give me a day to reflect on the situation. So it's used as a verb, and it has the same meaning as to think about something. Our fourth term, a way to describe a decision as being regular, small, or unimportant, we call them day-to-day. Oh, she makes all the day-to-day decisions. So especially like for a company, day-to-day decisions are, again, small, unimportant decisions or regular decisions that have to be done on a regular basis. And we describe those as day-to-day. Our fifth term, favoring a possible decision but not deciding it. So if someone asks you what you're going to do, and you're not 100% sure yet, you can say, I'm leaning towards. So she's leaning towards going to Korea for the summer. So hasn't decided, but that might be the best chance. So it's the most popular in her mind, but hasn't decided yet. The possible good or bad effects of a decision. And we sometimes think about these before we make a decision, and we think about the pros and cons of a decision. So the best way to make a decision is to measure the pros and cons. So we use either to measure or look at with the pros and cons. So those are two verbs we use. Organized thinking. Organized thinking is always considered or described with the adjective logical. So logic is the noun, and organized thinking is, we would say, oh, her idea is logical or her plan is logical. So recycling is a logical way to help the environment. And logical works as an adjective in the English language. Number 8, not organized thinking. So the opposite of logical, we say illogical. So leaving your work to the last minute is illogical. So just the opposite of logical. not organized. Number 9, to choose something or someone over another. So we often say take a chance on. Now with take a chance, there's some risk. It can or may go or not go correctly. But when you have two choices and you're not sure which one, and you pick one, you're taking a chance. So it could still be a negative result. So example, Jim took a chance on the intern and hired her full time. So she may turn out to be a good worker or a bad worker. We don't know, but he took a chance. So notice how took becomes past tense. So it does change depending on your tense. Okay, to plan for the future, we often say map out. So they have they have the next 10 years all mapped out. Term 11, the result that is caused the less pain or discomfort in a no-win situation. Some people say the lesser of two evils. Surgery is usually the lesser of two evils. Because surgery is usually painful, but if you need surgery, you're probably in pain already. So it's considered a no-win. No matter what, it would cause pain. But the pain of a surgery is probably a short term compared to the pain of living with discomfort for the rest of your life. So we often say when there's two bad decisions and you choose the one that causes the least amount of pain, we would say it's the lesser of two evils. Number 12, the choice or decision that requires the least amount of work. People say it's the path of least resistance. So when choosing what assignment to do, students usually take the path of least resistance. So we often use the verb take or follow the path of least resistance. And we usually say this when we say whatever they're doing, it's the least amount of work. It's the easiest option available. Our 13th is slang for intuition. So you remember intuition, it's that feeling of what the right decision is or isn't. We also call that a gut feeling, because sometimes your gut makes you, people feel, so we call that a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling that we should go this way. So remember we talked about have intuition or follow intuition. We do the same thing with gut feeling. I have a gut feeling, I'm following my gut feeling. Our 14th term, another way to describe a no-win situation. So no matter what you do, there's some negative side effect. People often say, damned if you do and damned if you don't. So there's no good way to break up. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So we usually use the be verb before this phrase and the subject. So remember, if you, whatever your subject is, I am, you are. But yeah, that's usually the phrase that people say, no matter what choice you make, there's no good choice. There's no positive outcome no matter what. Our 15th term, to get someone to agree with you, we often say win over. So I really wanted to see that movie. Eventually I won her over and she went with me. So remember, win changes tenses, so win and won. And we often use the person. So win me over, win her over, win them over. So yeah, and it just means that they agree with you to do what you wanted to do. So we also have to agree to follow someone else's idea. So the win-overs means someone agrees with you. Here's if you agree with someone else. And we say, give in. So I give in. We can do it your way. I agree with you. So that's our 16 idioms and colloquialisms that are commonly used when talking about decision making, at a crossroads, intuition, reflect on, day-to-day decisions, leaning towards the pros and cons, logical and illogical thinking, take a chance on, map out the lesser of two evils, the path of least resistance, a gut feeling, damned if you do and damned if you don't, win over and give in. So let's put it in practice. Can you fill in the blanks to these sentences? Laying off an employee is a no-win situation. She always follows her intuition or gut feeling on every decision. I have no idea why he did that. It's so illogical. Before we start this business, we should map out everything. The old man sat by a tree and reflected upon his life. Let's measure the pros and cons about this situation. I didn't know which one it was. I got lucky because I just took a chance on that one. The day-to-day decisions we make are just as important because they prepare us for the big decisions later in life. That's it for idioms and colloquialisms used with decision making. My name's Stephen Judge, and have a good day. See you next time. Bye.